Okay guys, I'm here today with Bruno Malfacine, huge honor for me. Guys, I think everybody knows Bruno, but for those who doesn't know, he's the only person on the planet who has won 10 world titles as a black belt in the same division. So he holds the record of the IBJJF, 10 world titles in the same division as a black belt adult. And I'm here at his school, Alliance Orlando. If you guys ever come to Orlando, if you guys are ever bringing kids to Disney, make sure to visit this Mickey over here. This is the Jiu-Jitsu Mickey. And guys, Bruno shot an entire structure about how to beat bigger guys with guard passing. And today he's going to show us here one of his favorite moves, which is a guard passing from the sit-up guard. So let's do it.
Thanks for coming. It's a pleasure to have you here. Finally to have you here. Today we're going to go over one of my favorite guard passing. I do a lot of knee slice guard passing. And I think the idea is kind of to use the same connection, the same concept for every situation, all right? I do apply knee slice guard passing through so many directions, so many positions, and today we're going to be going over a situation that the person will have the heel over here, and he's going to go for the sit-up guard, all right? So the idea over here, of course, I'm going to be close my elbows, right? My goal is to be going for the pants control and close my elbows over here. That's my goal, right? I don't want him to pull my arms and have the elbows leaves control over here, especially when he does have the heel over here. Bernardo's going to be going over the sit-up guard over here. So, as I mentioned before, that I had closed my elbow. My goal is to reach for the pants, all right, and have the pants control here ready. Why? His goal is going to be going for the leg, all right, and he's going to try to get this lead control. I got to avoid this here, okay? So, as he does come up, so I'm going for the pants control, and I also have the collar control over here. I'm gonna close my elbow, and my goal now is to put his back on the floor. Okay, how can I do this? If he does have his foot on my leg over here, that's gonna be impossible. But attention how I'm gonna create space by moving my leg over here. I'm gonna step over this leg, right? And I'm gonna bring my foot over here. I'm gonna step, and my goal now is gonna push him and use my foot as a hook here to open his leg and control his leg and the hips. So that's what I'm gonna do. Look here. Look how I'm gonna use my foot now. I'm gonna step the leg. Look how I'm gonna open here. That's what I have to do. So he doesn't have the leg control anymore. Look how I could kind of create space here. Enough space for me to post my hand on the floor. Or sometimes even control the shoulder, right? I do have his leg over here, but it's not gonna be a problem. I'm gonna be diving that direction, laying my shoulder here on his face. So what I'm gonna do now, look, I can post my hand on the floor or control his shoulder. And now I'm gonna use this foot. Look how I'm gonna dive over here, and I'm gonna post my hand on the floor. So that's how I'm gonna do over here. Now I'm gonna apply my shoulder pressure to force him to look the opposite side. Like putting his back flat over here. I'm gonna control the elbow. I'm gonna slide my knee. I'm gonna start working now my connection to walk back and control his hips. And then I can turn. As I'm gonna turn outside control, I'm gonna be pulling his arm to me, connect my knee with my elbow, and I have the arm side. And we're gonna establish over here.
One more time up here. And then I'm gonna ask you some questions, but just one more time.
So we're here. He could be applying a sit-up guard from open guard, right? We're doing from the Riva. He's gonna be coming up, right? I'm gonna control the pants, and I have already the collar control over here. He's gonna try to go for my leg, all right? So what I'm gonna do, sometimes it's hard to just push his leg and step over here. Look how I'm moving my left leg. Look here, I'm gonna create space. I'm gonna step over. Look how I'm gonna bring my foot now. I'm gonna keep my legs parallel. The same time that I'm gonna post my foot over here. Time to open my leg and create kind of as I'm putting it back on the floor, I'm gonna open his knee over here, his leg, to control his hips and the leg over here. Look, that's what I'm gonna do. Try to move, Bernardo. You'll not be able to move because I have the hips and the leg control over here. So I can still keep the collar if I feel that he's going to start to use his knee to enough balance. But as I have the leg control, I'll be fine. I can post my hand on the floor, right? Right now he's so big that I cannot reach the floor, but I can bring my hand and shoulder over here, and that's what I need to go in the other direction. So I have my hand and shoulder, right? Look how I'm going to be diving that direction to bring my knee on top of his leg. Look how I did the pull him to me. Look how he's going to become kind of turn face to me. But now I just need to use my shoulder pressure, force him to look the opposite side by also put his back flat. I'm going for the elbow. I'm going to be sliding my knee. As I pass, I'm going to start work to connect my hips on his hips. While if I just turn over here, I'm going to give him some space to bring the leg, all right? So as I do pass, I'm going to start work my push over here and connect my hips on his hips. And then I'm going to be turning by pulling his elbow as well. So that way, I'm going to avoid any guard rotation by controlling the arm. And that's how we're going to finish on top.
Malfacine, so just one more time. So Guys, I love like everything Bruno does because the fact that he's small, everything is so well calculated because it gotta work against everyone, right? Like most of the people that you train is much heavier than you, right?
Yeah, I started training as 12 years old, so at that time there was no kids class, right? And so I had developed a game that I would be training everyone, doesn't matter the size, you know, and the ranking, you know. And I had developed a game that I would train everyone that was bigger than me, but also not to hurt myself. You know, I've been training for 23 years. I only had the shoulder surgery, so I don't usually get hurt.
Yeah. Well, coincidence, just yesterday I was filming with Dominic Cruz, and he was explaining exactly the same thing. He was saying that he became so precise because he was always training people much heavier than him. So if anybody would punch him, he would get knocked out. So I think with you it's almost the same thing. Like,
same idea.
Yeah. Oh, that's incredible. But anyways, so you're here. I'm gonna go to the sit-up guard.
Already, I'm gonna be close my elbow to get a defense control. I'm gonna control the back with collar over here. I can close my elbow if I need to kind of like use my elbow here to kind of like create space. I don't need to, but look how I'm gonna just move my leg. Sometimes I'm gonna force you to react. Sometimes I'm gonna do this here. As you push him back over here, I'm gonna bring his leg between my legs.
Well, tell me if I'm wrong, but it sounds to me that one of the most important parts of the technique is those 2 steps that you're gonna do right now. It's almost like 1, 2, right?
Yes, and then once I step over here, I'm gonna do this here, right? I'm gonna step over, and now the second one, I'm gonna have to open my leg to make sure I'm gonna control like the hips over here.
So it's almost like boom, boom.
Yes, and then I'm gonna open your knee and do not be able to move anymore.
Got it. Yeah, that's incredible.
So that's how we're gonna do it here. So, look how I'm gonna just lean back over here. Look how I'm putting my weight on my left leg so I can create space to bring his leg into my legs. Now is the time over here. Look.
Boom. Boom. Man, that's amazing.
And I'm gonna just put my weight top of the leg over here. If you try to move, Bernardo,
there is no way.
You cannot move.
I'm completely stuck.
And I'm gonna kind of create space over here to pulse my hand on the floor. But he's so big that I cannot reach the floor. It doesn't really matter, just gotta keep my hand over here. As I'm going that direction, I can control behind the shoulder, look here. As I keep my hand on the floor, as I'm going, my shoulder pressure, look how I'm gonna apply my pressure to force him to the opposite side. I have the elbow control, I'm gonna slide my knee, I'm gonna start to walk back to connect the hips, and then I can turn and get this control over here. And that's how we finish on top.
Man, that's awesome. That's amazing. Now, so guys, make sure to check it out. Bruno shot an entire structure all about how to beat bigger guys using guard passing. So if you're a small guy and you're trying to beat the bigger guy, this is the man, this is the guy for you. So make sure to check that out, and it's at IBJJFanatics.com. And thanks so much for being a host.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
IBJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.